Here we go. Sandra, we are ready for you. Sandra Lobb, we are ready for you. You're muted. You're muted, Sandra.
We have a lot going on here in this universe. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? We have a household going on in the back. Hello and welcome, as everyone has in their backgrounds. We are live with our global grandmothers. My name is Sandra Laub, and I'm honored to be your host for tonight's program. I have with me a tag team of wonderful women on this Facebook Live page. Thank you for your support. We just worked out some technical difficulties. We may have some as we go forward, but we trust that you'll stay with us and then we'll work it out as we go. Global Grandmothers Council Network was launched in 2019 by three grandmothers. Grandmother Suzanne Lewis, who cannot be present with us live today, but she is with us in heart and spirit. Grandmother Sharon Reggie Maynard, who is on the call tonight. And just admitting somebody here, and Brook Medicine Eagle. We have grown amazingly to 55,000 voices of wisdom in this group. This collection of voices tonight, is responding to a grandmother's call and inviting you all to come home as we gather our wisdom and weave together the fabric of a new world for our future generations. We have a phenomenal roster of guests, wise women who are ready to share with you their teachings, their gifts, their artistry and talents, their stories and remarkable achievements. Our purpose today is to raise our consciousness within ourselves, with each other, and with our ancestors, who we welcome on this call and invite in to our circle here and now. Welcome all to begin the journey of fulfilling the mission of this organization, which I would like Mayana, if she can, to share on screen, and I will read it as you all can. Let me see if that's there.
It's right there.
All right. Our mission is to deeply listen to women's voices in the space of curiosity, to learn from each other's experience. Thereby, we will weave values and multiple expressions of the greatest wisdom, which is that we are all one, made of love, creating caring, social, economic, political, educational, environmental, cultural, and spiritual domains out of love for the health and well-being of all. We hold a vision for our world where respect for the sacredness of all life is honored. Yes, we are launching a platform, harnessing technology. We are expanding out into a virtual universe to develop this interactive platform, which will feature a lot more of what you'll see today and what we did earlier today, which will exist as a recording on our Facebook page and on our platform. To do all that, we need your support. So yes, this is a fundraiser. The links for how to donate, how to bid on our array of donated silent auction items created and curated by our grandmothers, they're all exquisite, plus how to join our Global Grandmothers online platform. Join this movement. It will be on the screen shortly. It will be in the links shared in comments, how to donate to the online platform and how to purchase the auction items. Please, yes, have your credit card ready. Know your PayPal password. It's easy. We're getting used to it, folks, this press of a button. Have patience with yourself and with us. As we wait for people to join us from all over the world, I want to introduce some key members of our team here. First and foremost is Mayana Kingery, one of the founders of this initiative. She's in the background working her magic. Thank you, Mayana. We have some people in the waiting room, if we could let them in as well. We also have, I see our guests in the background, and I want to say thank you. The lineup will begin after our invocation. Let us be empowered by making our circle safe and secure virtually, and by stating our intention here. We'll take a minute or two to settle, to feel, to share this simple sentence that Mayana will put on the screen. It is our intention for the next hour or so. And so we will take 3 full breaths. And I'm going to call on someone else on my team, because I've got to quiet somebody in my household who is speaking. Can someone else, please? I'm going to go mute for a
How
minute.
about Grandmother Sharon?
Grandmother Sharon, can you speak our intention while I shut my audio? Thank you.
With our breath, we affirm that we are star beings, energy beings from beyond. But in this physical bodysuit, in this physical circle, in this lifetime, in this moment of time,
The mission of this organization.
and we are meeting in the sacred ground sovereignty that we have learned to gather within by pulling the plugs on the faults that we are of no value, no safety, and we have no voice. In this circle, we affirm the sovereignty, the sacredness of our voice and our life, our sisterhood, our roots down into Gaia, hidden the mycelium of women who have lived and experienced before us. So we are here to gather, to learn, to share, to expand. Grateful for that opportunity, knowing that we have guidance from beyond. So our circle is set, prepared, and we are here. And so it is.
Thank you, Grandmother Sharon. We have grown in a few short months to over 55,000 on Facebook by making personal connections with each other in safe and brave spaces like our daily Zoom circles and like what we're doing now. We are now expanding our reach toward each other. We want each grandmother to find and claim their place in our global network, whatever her gift or need, as part of a global movement for awakening, healing, and transformation. We want to show you the launching pad for GGCN. May we see that and engage with the beautiful platform that One Divine helped to create as well. You'll find the link to join us at any level you wish. We are abstaining from calling this a membership because we feel that labeling is a remnant from the old world of exclusivity rather than inclusivity. You can join our platform for free, or as a flower or a nut, love that, or a fruit, or as a legacy member. And those categories are fully explained when you go onto the website. And I can see that Mayana is showing that now. And we have our magical angels in the comments also putting the link to our GGCN platform. You're eligible for benefits at every level and always welcomed.
And the first 10 flowers that sign up today get a free book from Grandmother Sandra Farrell. The title is escaping me in the moment, but it's an incredible gathering of real stories from real women sharing the depths of their hearts. And you really want to read this book.
It's called One of Us, Stories of Prostitution and Addiction.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandra. We are claiming what we own here, the power of our voices, our experiences out in the world, in our families, our chosen families, as well as our bio families. We're celebrating the power of our nurturing natures, the power of our minds to connect, network, teach, outreach, to solve problems like we have today, all day, concrete solutions that we can find for the greater good of all. We are also asking you today to use the power of your pocketbooks. Yes, this is a fundraiser. Some of us will give money, while others among us will volunteer our time and energy to fulfill our goal, which is to create the conditions for nothing short of an awakening quickened by love, healing, and justice, aimed at all forms of life on our Mother Earth. If not now, when? And if not by us, then who? This is an urgent call. This is a brave space. The world desperately needs what we, wise grandmothers, can offer it now. And you know, you don't have to literally be a grandmother to be a wise woman. You know that, all you aunties and soul sisters of a certain age out there. Now, you're going to find your niche. You're going to find your sphere. Mayana, would you please share for us the beautiful graphic, which is the spheres of influence? And we're looking for chairs. We're looking for women to chair committees, to chair these different spheres on the global platform, which will enable the networking that we're envisioning.
And
Tonight, go ahead.
I would just say that in the core values in the core council, grandmother Sharon Raji Maynard, grandmother Suzanne, myself, currently Sandra Lobb, Susan Meeker Lowry, and grandmother Karen Bright, grandmother Karen Bright are holding that space right now. And we're going to have our first gathering soon, as grandmother Suzanne is able. The rest of those
Mayana,
are all councils.
Mayana, we're not seeing the graphic. We're seeing a page with a lot of graphics. You need to share the screen, reshare it, clicking on the graphic that you want us to see.
Thank you.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. I'm not going to go through all of them. This graphic is on our Facebook page, in the files, in the images, and there's also descriptions of it in the notes. So you can learn all about it and just feel into where might you want to sit with a group of other beings with like purpose.
Thank you, Mayana. Global Grandmothers Council Network is a program of peace production. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. Your donations are tax deductible. Any auction purchase over the retail value of the item is tax deductible as well. We are now ready to begin our incredible roster of guests. Some of these offerings might be a bit longer than others. Most are live, a few are recorded, all are compelling. So please, let's practice mindful and respectful listening to each of our featured guests. Interview 1 is with grandmother Sharon, and I'm going to just scroll down to my place where you are. She is a radical. We heard from grandmother Sharon earlier. She has an incredible sense of an intuitive knowledge of what's needed in the moment. She's a radical, mystical Shah woman. Grandmother Sharon is an elder and a voice for the great collective of our star families, the ancient ones. Sharon is one of the founders of Global Grandmothers Council Network. Her purpose is restoring individuals to their star soul identity. Grandmother Sharon, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When Suzanne and I, Brooke, Medicine Eagle, has spoken to grandmother Suzanne, so when grandmother Suzanne and I spoke, we mentioned grandmothers need to come together, and that's what my ancient ones were saying. She had heard that through Brooke, and so we did a beginning. I think it was 1,400 members earlier this year, 1,400 members earlier this year, when I kind of stepped aside to take care of my daughter who was on a cancer journey. We are here because we are called, we are energized, and who knows why we have 55,000. We did not put on a marketing campaign. We did not do ads. In 71, when I first understood that I had a part to play in how my life worked, and then how I could help others take back that authority for their life, is in 71. I think that's the most important thing that we can do, and the most important gift we can give anyone is to bring them back to that connection of their divine. When I first heard from the grandmothers, I was taking a break from caregiving, and I'm driving up to a place called Doe Bay in the state of Washington. And I feel this energy and this voice that says, I want to have a conversation with you. I had not felt that voice before. So I turned to the one I've been working with, which was Christ Sananda. And I said, do you know who this is? Because it's unseen. And it's very important to be discerning. And the chuckle, and he said, yeah, I do. I said, should I listen? They said, you might want to. It's the voice of the grandmothers and of Gaia. So I said, okay, I'll listen, but let me get to my destination first. And one of the things that they said was this: we are the golden dragons. We are the golden dragons. And we have been holding the truth of sisters, of women, those of you in female bodies, from the beginning, while it was wiped out of your consciousness. We have never lost it. We are here. And we are telling you, we are ready. We are ready. We are not waiting until you say you are ready. We're telling you we are ready. And it is time. And it is time to drop off the costumes you have taken off in our maternal line: powerlessness, no value, squashed, tormented, raped, except burning. Time to drop off those costumes and rise up. And we are here right, ready, and waiting for you. And we are in that time. For me, what I've learned from my white, ethnic, Celtic background is that my ancestors intentionally dropped off their gifts of that feminine authority in order to find out what had happened to take away the voice of the women. The females were supposed to be safeguarding, and our voice had been ripped away from us. So that had been my calling. What is causing us to be trapped in what we'll call the matrix of domination? We have been trapped in domination. Women first, because women had the assignment to end the domination agenda. I didn't know that. I'd grown up thinking, obey the man, and that will be enough. So I had to learn, I had to question. I was shaken to my core sometimes until I got it. We are here in this time, in this moment, for the last 20 years, having restored that gift of what I call Sophia, the power of the solar plexus, not to just be sensitive and say, this isn't right, this isn't good, but to say, this is not okay, it is not from our light, it's not going to expand us, and I say, remove it. Sophia, I have my staff in the ground, and I'm saying, this circle right here, I own this circle. You own this circle. As a female, you own the energy of your body, your life, your home, your family. Staff in the ground. This is mine. Sword, not to fight, not to cut, but so clear to connect into those beings beyond our divine star families who are waiting to answer our call finally, because we now have that sword restored, to say, nothing of non-light can remain. Nothing of domination can remain. You have gifts. Those gifts have come because the gifts of the divine are unlimited. And some just spark your interest. That is your manna from heaven. It is the way we star members had found and designed to resource our work. So the gifts that you have been told by the domination culture, women's gifts have no value. And if they do have a gift, they have to give it away for free because it's God-given. So they have to give it away free, which wipes out your ability to be strong. No, our gifts were meant to spark our heart. We put it into form and we are resourced. So do we need fundraisers to fund this great idea? We do. But I want to invite every one of those 55,000 women to sign up for free now and then decide what they want in the next few weeks. You want to gather, you want to share, you want to expand, you want to deepen, you want to be local. Get on the platform. Get on the platform. Us white women have been asleep intentionally. We have been asleep. Some of our sisters in other ethnic tribes, they've been drumming, they've been singing, they've been screaming at us, get up, wake up, you see, and we've been asleep intentionally because we had to find how to restore Sophia. Without Sophia, women are crushed. And I'm telling you now, Sophia's restored. You have Sophia. We can heal our maternal line back to the original clan. We can free our men with Sophia. This is the time where we can bring together our gifts rather than hoarding them, because we can be the greater light. I want to honor two of my sisters, Sister Karen and Sister Susan. I went to the first elder gathering, Indigenous elder gathering I'd ever been to in that way 2 years ago, Memorial Day. And I walked onto that ground not knowing they do things very differently. There was circles and little groups sitting on the grass, and I'm a white person and I don't want to interfere. But what I found out was people were asking to hear the stories of the elders. They didn't have a celebrity list. Someone would walk up to a woman and say, I want to hear your story. And they would sit down. Pretty soon people were hearing stories. We can learn honoring of the elders from our Indigenous sisters. I have never felt it till then. Their children, they wasn't like, okay, kids, what can we do for you? How can we make you happy? No. The children were serving the coffee, we're finding the chairs. Can I hear your story, grandmother? That's what we can add to this group. We are here together to do something that's never been done before, guaranteed. I don't know what it is. We each have a piece, and we support each other, not just with our prayers, but with our funds too. It's an amazing platform. It's amazing work. I'm glad to be here with you. So it is.
Thank you so much, Grandmother Sharon. Our next interview, our next guest is with One Divine Davis. Let me introduce her. She's a founder of the Mothership Alliance. She harnesses tech, media, and spiritual gifts for sacred service. Creation and community is One Divine's mission and calling. As an intuitive, tech-savvy artist, strategist, and branding MacGyver with 30-plus years of pioneering experience in marketing, technology, innovation, and social media, One employs innovative, image-driven, and humanized solutions and systems architecture. She assists awakened New Earth leaders and visionaries in broadcasting a clear and authentic signal for amplified reach and targeted intentional connection. Her focus is disruptive social impact in media, marketing, AI, education, and social systems, intuitively guiding, branding, innovating, and connecting those working to heal and upgrade unbalanced systems and Mother Earth. One Divine, the floor is yours.
Just let me close. Greetings, everyone. I was just sitting there listening. Thank you, Grandma Sharon. Thank you all for gathering and for all your shares. But I was sitting there going, oh, I hope she doesn't make me follow Grandma Sharon. I feel like I'm following, the Rolling Stones, and I'm just got like a little accordion. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should put on the resume. I'm a goofball. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And so I am the founder of the Mothership Alliance, and what that is a gathering like this, because I also heard the call. I heard the voice of Sophia and had an amazing experience a couple years ago as I was already well into this journey here in Mount Shasta, where I am coming to you from. You'll see it's like all black behind me because this is the first day, and it means a lot to me. This is the first day that I am receiving and broadcasting from what is the Mother Arc Media Studios. And our studio where we're having creation happen. And I was called by the mother, by Sophia, in the same way to gather the family. And in the ways that I knew how, from what I've done with online community over the years, with website building, with photography, with all that this journey has taken me, including through the part of the journey where I want to throw the sword back 1,000 times. And I said I wasn't going to do tech and marketing anymore. And I was a photographer and an artist while I raised my children small, and I could do it at my own pace, but I was brought back to it for this time. And when Grandma Sharon says she's not sure, why 55,000 all of a sudden was happening, I do. I mean, it was quick and it was coming, but it has all been leading to this. And when I've said before, and Mayanna has said what I said, which was this all started with the grandmothers and the Mothership Alliance. Our first event was Grandma Live, where we broadcast on 4/4 for 4 hours. And Grandma Sharon was one of them, and she is one of our founding and sacred elders. And it is a small group, but that is important too. It was a small group of crazy Christians who took and outlasted Rome, took it down, right? These empires that suppress. And I had started getting, I would say, trained and receiving instructions, and I call them blueprints, for many years. I've been a seeker on the path since I can remember. I've heard spirit since I was a child. It also started with a father God, a white, that situation, but literally in a bathtub in times of trouble, Mother Mary came to me for real, in a very, very horrific, trying time with a child, and after my own Mother Mary had passed. And then the feminine aspect of God came to me. and with it showing me some things that were going to come. And I believe my own prophecy I've received because I'm sitting in it right now. And what was going to come with the censorship and with us needing to come together and on all of this. And I was years ago, over 10 years ago, when I was getting stuff, I put together different tools sometimes into an ecosystem so that we can do things. I've done it professionally for online community, for solving customer service issues or hosting gaming things with live people. And I won't try to take up too much time, but this is important because this has all been leading up to this time. All of these advancements, even though sometimes we get frustrated with tech, and I was reading what happened this morning, there were some frustrations. People were having a hard time paying or getting in or getting kicked out and all of that. And I've been in pioneering technology for 30 plus years. And a lot of people don't have the stomach for pioneering. And I had a really huge moment this week through this equinox that came through, and it was a reminder about Moses and his story and coming through about, right, there were all of the slaves that he was trying to get out of slavery in Egypt, and they wanted to go home. They were hungry. They wanted to know, at least we had food and a shelter, and we don't know where we're going. And Moses gets ticked, breaks the tablets, right? And then they got another set. Oh, and also reminded that Moses didn't get to see the promised land, right? But his ancestors did. And that might be what we're doing, but also being reminded again from the grandmothers who have come into me first. The mother aspect came, and then, like Sharon said, I got the grand. Oh, it's part of the, it's a long story I won't go into, but it's part of the reason I'm bald. I do have some gray hair. I shaved it off this morning. But that I was being reminded, the grandmothers were coming in as she was speaking that too. Like, this is why we circled, reminding us like why we circled and how powerful that is. Even if we don't think so, it's just 6 people, it's just 8 people. The cumulative effect of that is so massive. And if you ever want to see who is the most powerful in society, in the world, look at the most oppressed, right? The elders, the children, the women, the minorities, the indigenous. That's where all this power lies. And God knows they don't want us to come together. And now we start circling, if we're mixing, cross-pollinating, and then circling into a bigger circle. How powerful that is. So I have been doing this on the micro. This is what Mother has been having to do, is like cook little tiny soups and try them out. Classes, courses, different tools, different technology tools. And then the grandmothers came, when the grandmothers came to me with this group that's burgeoning and saying, we need a solution to try to like organize better. Facebook isn't it. We can't get local groups. We can't find each other. We can't email members. And one of my friends, Samara, brought also Grandma Sharon knows, because she's been part of the mothership, us doing this, that I've been working on blueprints and templates for this. And then I get like this humorous kind of chuckle from the grandmothers who are like, haha, cutie. You know that tech stuff. We've been having you do this for us all along. We knew this was coming. Because this time is here. And the world, in case we didn't notice, is at a really critical juncture. And it is a choice point of whether or not we take control and do something, or we go back to Egypt and, you know, we're getting beat up, but we have a little house, right? So that said, I've been working on, I did, Mayanna hasn't seen it. I literally just rendered it. I have a little intro of the video that is going to be on the website on 1010 that is under construction. This is also, I've had through this whole equinox, I told Mayanna we're having a meeting on Tuesday, that some clarity came through, and it was confirmed in the trouble they were having with the technology this morning, what solutions I was shown that are going to clean up some of the issues of complexity that I was concerned about. I was provided. I didn't struggle against it, and I got a new sort of tool set that's going to help us keep it really simple for everybody. Really simple, so that we can find each other, can make meetings, events, classes. People can share their wares. We can help people who are struggling to do that and don't know how to do that. There's a lot that we can do together. And I will bring up again what I said on the live, and then I'll play this 1-minute video and I'll shut up. But that totally blanked. I'm going to play the video. I totally just blanked in the middle of that. If you could make me co-host, I can share screen. And but this will allow, you know, the Facebook group be great for people who just, that's all they want. You know, they want some community. They want to be a part, see the posts and know when events are happening. That might be enough. Okay, thank you. And then for those who want to circle up, who want to organize, who want to have missions or projects or meet locally, this is going to give us, we're putting something together. Look, I look like a, I have one of those like movement lights. It's like really, really dark. Okay, I'm going to share screen. And this is just a little beginning. I'm going to put in some pieces about what the different membership levels are, not membership levels. Engagement opportunities, and there's something for everyone. And if people just want to be on and part of the community, that's beautiful. There would be a lot there for sharing and for enjoying. So I'm going to put this on here. Okay. Y'all see it? Okay. We're going to go back to the beginning. How about that? This is the intro draft. This next week by 10:10, we'll be sharing more. And for those of you who would like to come on, who'd like to support, I know what I was going to say. I brought up on the recording when we did our opening show about AARP. And it's funny now that I see it in retrospect. I was shown years ago to follow it and look at their model, their private member model, and how they do like $12 a year for 38 million members, and what they do with that, and how they change laws, and how they, and all of it, and what can be done. And the point of that exercise of taking me through that and seeing how they kind of do some certain things, and was to show the power of everybody putting a few beans in the bucket and having something that we could never, ever do alone, or even as a little small group, and what's possible with that. So thank you for letting me go on for so long. I'm excited about this project, how it's come together, and how Mayanna's own blueprints are merging, and everyone's experience is merging. And that's the thing. The grandmother said to me, and I'll leave it with this, is we're teaching you how to quilt, dear. we're teaching you how to quilt, because like everything's made, all the pieces, I even have all the artwork and we have all the things and all the things we need. And now we just got to sew it together. And this is going to be a tool for us to sew it together. And we'd love you to join us if you feel like going deeper with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the work you're doing for us. I'm told that the next quilt piece will be Grandmother Karen. Is that right? Yeah. So Grandmother Karen from Australia, I believe you are up next. The bio I have for you is that Karen Bright is a dreamer, a seer, a healer and singer walking the grandmother's walk since Grandma Hani Maribel Hopi Elder traveled from New Mexico with Chief Arval Looking Horse for World Prayer and Peace Day in Australia in 2003. Karen's first teacher, Grandma Connie, literally walked her home and brought the Spirit Grandmother's Council with her in the dreaming over 20 years ago. Grandmother Karen, take it away.
Good morning from Australia, from Nam, Wurundjeri country here. It is Monday morning and it is about 9:45 in the morning. Before I even start, I'd like to do a prayer, and I have a message from the grandmothers this morning, and they asked me to sing for you all. So when they do, they will be singing through me before I even share. So first and foremost, I'd like to pray to Creator, to our ancestors on our mother's side and on our father's side, because as they heal, we heal, and our next generations of children continue to heal. I'd like to thank and acknowledge the Wurundjeri custodians whose land my home is on, where we hold circles and where I am speaking today on their land. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now if you just take a moment, breathe in and listen with your heart. And I share these gum leaves from our country here in Australia in friendship to you all.
I can't hear anything. I don't know about all of you.
I can't hear anything either, Grandmother Karen.
That's the spirit, isn't it? Huh? Can you hear me speak at all?
Do you have the music setting on yours when you sing? If you go
no.
into settings, there's a button you push. It says original sound for music, turn it on. And it will make it so that we can hear you sing and rattle. Otherwise, it goes into backgrounds and it blocks it out. So you go into
okay.
settings and you go into sound. It doesn't take long. Just go into audio, click on audio and scroll down to the bottom and hit high fidelity music mode. And you should then see a button on your screen at the top that says original sound for music. Turn it on and we should be able to hear you.
It's really hard to come back into this world to look for it at the moment because I've been with the grandmothers in spirit. So, setting.
Technology angels. We are working with technology angels, makes us global. It takes patience, so just be patient with each other. Take a breath. We'll work this out because we want to hear you.
Setting. And I go to where? Please say it again.
Go to audio in settings. Scroll to the bottom where it says high fidelity.
Android audio. Yep.
Click it on click yes to that, and it should turn it on to, and then when you close out of settings, look at the top of the screen and it should say original sound for music, and you should be able to turn that on.
This is all about a car, so I better not do that one. Connection help. Maybe that, no, that's author. I'm so sorry for this. I've been with the grandmothers, so coming back into this world.
You want to say
Into this-
original sound for musicians. Click on that in audio.
More connection settings.
Under settings.
Sound. Here we go.
Okay, under audio, if you click original sound for music and then click high fidelity music, click, it should make this button appear on your screen that you can then turn on so we can hear your voice and hear your instrument, however you're playing. Drum or rattle or.
Grandmother,
Isn't it wonderful how we all come together and one person has the answer for the other one? We're really experiencing that in this call.
I can share the screen for you, Grandmother Karen, so you can see it if you're having trouble.
And for anybody else, if you're going to be singing or sharing this song, you need to do this too. Go into your settings.
Kelly, what do you
some
have sound effects? If you have sound
audio,
effects.
connected audio, mono audio, connected audio and speakers. Oh, on mono audio. I don't know if that's going to work. Now
To the
where's
right there. Original sound for musicians.
Oh, I'm going to go original. We should have done a test run. Those grandmothers gave me their instructions this morning, so I didn't know this was going to happen.
The joy of grandmotherly support. While
Yes.
live. But this is how we learn. Just think of this, everybody's learning right now too. Anybody watching this, it's great to know because a lot of people who are using Zoom have not known how to correct this. And it's a new thing they set up just to give you something to learn. But they did it to actually make music sound better through Zoom. So that's why it was set up this way, so that we could really hear you when you sing.
And I'm still not getting it, so I'm going to leave it. Of course, they sang anyway and set the energy. I don't want to lose you guys. I'll get back onto wherever you are. Oh,
Very good.
If someone could do a share screen so Grandmother Karen can see the button to click, I would love to hear these prayers out loud.
Mariana, can you get it or do you want to shoot it to me? So you can see my screen. I don't want this to be any more confusing than it is. Here's audio, audio settings. Grandmother Karen, can you see this?
We can't see your Zoom screen.
You don't have the Zoom screen, Sandra.
Yeah, it's just showing your desktop.
It's showing what you showed us last when One Divine was on. You need to re-click on share and then click on the line of what you want to share from as a new image, and then it'll bring us to that. We're still just seeing your desktop.
Gotcha. Do you see this? Do you see the audio that just came up? Audio
No, we're
settings?
seeing your desktop. We're seeing,
No. All right. I'm going to stop the share. Sorry.
you want me to try
It
it?
won't show my settings. It won't show a settings. It'll show an image or a page, but it's not going to show my settings, is what I'm experiencing.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
wait, I got it. I took a screenshot. Yeah. Hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
That's why we have you on.
Okay. I'm like stubborn. I'm like, I'll find a way. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go when you're in Zoom,
Oh, in
oh,
Zoom. I've been going to the wrong place. Okay.
yeah, so go in settings of Zoom, not settings of your computer. In the upper corner, upper left-hand corner, it should say settings under the Zoom tab at the very top of your screen. Can you
My-
get to this settings?
My settings are on the bottom one.
Yeah, so
Are
am
they?
I.
Okay,
It's-
so
it's
wherever your
next-
Zoom settings are,
It's next to the mute button. There's a little arrow. So the microphone, right to the right of the microphone is a little arrow, and it pops up with a menu, and there's audio settings at the very bottom. On the far left of the bottom menu screen, there's the microphone. It says mute, and stop video is next to it.
but it has, but do you have the settings there?
Unmute. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because mine is at the top on a Mac. Just
Yeah,
yeah, you're
I'm on
on.
PC.
Okay, so if you're in that settings, I'm going to share this again. It should look something like this when you get into the audio.
Right.
So when you scroll down, see it's got live performance audio or original sound for musicians. And you just have to click on that.
Thanks for listening in there, everyone. Karen, you got to unmute now.
Yeah.
You got to unmute. What shall we do?
Grandma Karen, it's
Please
Stephanie.
pass up to somebody else.
I've sent you a
And then
photo
I'll look
in our
for it
chat.
for the end.
Okay.
Please pass to somebody else.
All right, Karen. All right, that's fine. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, I'll try and work it out in the
That's
meantime.
fine.
Thank you.
It's real time wrangling. That's all it is. I want to move next to a video. And once again, I'm going to try to share my screen. It's a video from our Polish grandmother, Maria Anna. It's a video that she recorded after she heard grandmother Karen speak about her staff. And so I'm going to play just a few minutes of this. I'm going to rev it up to minute 11:23. Mayana, if you could help me to share the screen. All right.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You should be able.
All right. There she is. Can you see this? Did I do that
Yes.
correctly? All right. Let me know with the thumbs up if you hear the sound.
This is the guidance I'm receiving from Grandmother Anna.
Oh my God.
We are all connected by bloodline. Doesn't matter whether we bleed or not. We are all connected. We can now hear our voices from deep within here. Let's listen carefully with our inner ear. Let's open our hearts. It's time to rise, to be together, to speak our voice, to speak our true self freely, fearlessly, shamelessly, to take the space we need and want to take. This is the guidance. So if this guidance resonates with you, come on with us. Let's tend grandmother's garden together. Let's plant seeds of the future we want for our children's children. And it doesn't matter whether we have children or not. Doesn't matter. And if this does not resonate with you, just drop it. Thank you. I am really, really honored to be able to share this with you, to share the teachings, the guidance I've been receiving, to be able to present this beautiful stuff that came into my family when I was born. I want you to see it fully. It's made of one piece of wood. It comes from Africa. My father received it as a gift. From a tribe's leader, from a shaman. And on my shamanic path and my spiritual path, it came to me. And now I feel ready to use it wisely and to hold space for my community, locally and globally, whatever that means. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I really look forward to meeting you in person on future Zooms. And if you are a Polish speaker, feel free to follow the Facebook page of Babcie Świata, Grannies of the World Foundation, so you can see everything we're doing here locally.
Maria, explain to us, I'll just let her open her eyes.
Gratitude. From the bottom of my heart.
And from ours to hers, she could not be with us today because she was birthing her own grannies initiative. They weave blankets for women and children who need it. And we know what's going on in Eastern Europe today with the wars. And Mayana, you have some items on the auction that you might want to show now. So I'm going to stop sharing. Yeah. And while Mayana is bringing that up, I'm going to tell you a little bit of what Maria Anna told us in terms of the synchronicity of her organization halfway around the world in Eastern Europe. She has about 50 items that are made by herself and her partner. She left a global operations Europe media executive business because she heard the calling as well. She was a finance manager. She worked globally, and all in divine timing, she created her grannies movement at the same time as we had created ours. And here they are, this list of featured items on our Give Butter. So what I invite you to do, being kind to the tech fairies, is click on, in the comments, there should be a link to Give Butter, the auction, silent auction. I don't know that we can actually bid on these, but we're going to have this open on the Facebook page as a link for you to go in. You can explore now what her artwork is. You can see the amazing items there. You can click on them yourself. Please give me a thumbs up that those links are working for you and that you can at least get back there. We're going to put them in our Facebook page, and we're going to keep the auction open for at least until October 6th, I think Mayana said. These are handcrafted items made from the heart. The donations we are splitting in a fair way between Grandmothers Calling, the Global Grandmothers Council Network, and Marina Anna's group in Poland. Thumbs up that you can access these, the link. Yes? Good? All right.
From the chat, right? You want to know if we can access it from the
Yeah.
chat. Yes, yes,
And
I
it
can.
works. Good. And I did it today. I put in my PayPal because that's how I organize my online purchases. PayPal always works for me. It was safe. I didn't have to go get my credit card. You can also donate with your with the same link. You can just donate to Global Grandmothers Council Network as well. So this is like a telethon, folks. We have a few more visits with our grandmothers to go. I just want to offer, because Kalina is on our call, and then perhaps we'll end with music by Kelly Springer. I know I had planned maybe to do a little scene, but we'll see how we're doing. It's 8:08 now. Kalina, are you there? Oh,
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here. I'll put my timer on and put 5 minutes,
excellent.
right? Just so that we don't go over, because I know sometimes I get passionate about things and I can be, right? So I will start back.
You're good. You're good.
Good. I'm just so honored to be here with all of you wonderful grandmothers. So I am Kalina. I've got a video there. I don't know if you have the video there that I had sent in, but I'm Kintsugi
do.
grandmother.
We'll just put it on the
show that?
website. Mhm.
Anyway, so I was raised Mennonite. I was raised in a very, very conservative family. My father had a horse and buggy. I used to wear a covering. I was born into a family that, anyway, I did not have a voice. And then when I was 6 years old, I knew it was wrong. It was like I was born into a family that I shouldn't be there, right? I knew when I went to Toronto with my family and I saw the tall apartments and I saw people dressed differently. It was like, why is it a sin for me to even think about wearing pants or putting on stockings, or even when I was 13, 14 years old, everything was a sin. Wearing my earrings is a sin. Putting on lipstick is a sin, and we were just so controlled. But you know what I did? I ended up, when I was 28, I married a man from Punjab. And so I really went from one extreme to another. But in reality, my husband from India and my father were so much alike. The customs, I'm sure many of you know, but the customs are very much alike. Even though they can wear the makeup but the way that the women are treated, the way that my husband was, and the way that my father were so much alike. And anyway, when I broke away from everything, I went through 30 years of a marriage, and I have two beautiful children. I have 4 grandchildren, but it was a real transition and I became very strong, but there was a lot of breaking. So this is my she shed, this little place that I have, that I write, and I have videos, I have YouTube videos. I started podcasting for about 15 years now. I've been working on myself and healing because I was very broken. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to wake up. I wasn't taking pills. I was really in a place that I just was very broken. So if you've lost a child, you've had a child that's committed suicide, and if I had a nephew that committed suicide, I've had, a cousin that was died because of a drunk driver. I'm just if you can tick some of these off, I have a daughter that has had cancer. I've been in an abusive relationship. I was born epileptic. I used to have seizures, grand mal seizures, until I was 18. And then I was healed, and I haven't had a seizure since. I get headaches sometimes, and it scares me sometimes, but I haven't had a seizure. And, like I've had, many different things. I've got a lot of fear. I've had anxiety. I get very flustered with things at times. So I have to be careful because I know how I feel about these things. And this is my little world. And so we ended up selling our house and we moved to, I'm back in a Mennonite area. Isn't that weird? I ran away from it. And now I'm living back in a Mennonite area. They're old colony Mennonites, but they're Mexican Mennonites. And that's really funny how that all happened. But so as a grandmother, I just want to encourage all of you. I want to encourage my grandchildren. I want to encourage my platform is like I'm speaking for myself. As much as I'm here for you, I say the words I need to hear. I am healing so that I can, future generations, they're going to be able to see my YouTube videos, say, that's my grandma. Maybe nobody needs to hear it, but maybe one day they will need to hear something. And so I'm here to encourage. So what I've done is I journal and I do meditations. I write meditations. I took a course so that I can do that. And I really enjoy just being around other women. I'm the oldest of 8 children. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers, and I have a big community of church family, but I haven't gone to church for quite a while now. So that's another thing. Our sin, the way we were raised, for those of you who are Christian, right, is very wrong not to go to church. And I keep getting told that by my sisters. They think this is all woo, everything I'm doing right now. And it's like, you're crazy. You're right. Anyway, but, this is just who I am. And I have changed. And so I feel like this is a chrysalis I've broken through, and I'm free. I'm free. I can be the woman I need to be, the woman I want to be. And I encourage all of you. And I'm sure most of you have likely gone through what I've gone through, but it took me 60 years to get over. I'm 66 this year. It took me all this time. And sometimes I wonder why. Why did it take me so long to break through? Why did it, like I spent 30 years in a relationship that broke me? It broke my children. It broke my children. And many times I've gone back to that place that I'm just like, how could you do that? Why didn't, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to break free of that. And so I have, and I've done a lot of healing. And my children are so proud of me. And my children and my grandchildren, they are so strong. My 12-year-old, she's doing more things than I have ever done. I didn't do things until I was 16. My 12-year-old's doing it. It's like she can do it. Look at, she put a nail on me, a false nail. She's like, Grandma, I can do that for you, right? She wears these little false nails, but different things that I never ever did. And it's like, where is she? This person, this little beautiful angel, she is teaching me things, and it's like, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. I'm just so blessed. I'm just so blessed to be here.
Thank you so much.
My
Thank you,
Suki woman is all about it. So it's discovery, acceptance, healing, transformation, and then connection, and this awakening and leaving a legacy. I see I'm leaving these golden footprints. And it's for the women that I'm following your golden footprints. I'm following the grandmothers before me. The women that are behind me are going to follow mine. My grandchildren, the women that are beside me, they're going to follow me. And I'm going with you. You're beside me, but we're leaving golden footprints. And our heart is open. And we are beautiful. We have shone through. And so if you see my video, you'll know a little bit more about me. But this is who I am. I'm Kalina. I'm Kansuki woman.
Thank you, Kalina, Kansuki woman. Thank you so much. If you want to type into the chat your Instagram, your website. We'll have our tech goddesses copy that, paste it onto our board. Thank you so much for your sharing, Kalina. We're ready to go to Grandmother Karen, I think. Grandmother Karen, you can take your hand down. We see you. We see you. And I think we'll have Karen Bright, and then we'll go to Kelly to finish us up, and we'll end with our closing of the circle. Remember that you can, hold on just one second, you can donate through the links that you see in the comments on Facebook for Give Butter. All right, the stage is yours, Grandmother Karen.
So, second try. Good morning, everybody. As you know, I'm not a Zoom expert. You know that now. I've had to step forward because of everyone else needs to hear the messages. So I've turned up. So yes, I'm Karen Bright, a grandmother of 5 grandchildren, mother of 2 daughters. I'm going to tell you a little story of how those grandmothers that were singing through me before, who do not understand the energy and that it takes when they come through, because when they were singing for you all, I was in that energy, and then to come back into this technology world, I'm sure you all understand. So you can all hear me. Please put your hand up, because thank you. So I'll tell you a story. Grandmother Connie, I saw it was about the Hopi women, Hopi prophecy. Grandmother Connie Mirabelle was a Hopi elder who came over with grandfather Arvel Looking Horse for World Prayer and Peace Day in 2002. I met her the weekend before, and remember that saying, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear? Okay, so here I am, a single mum, working in the corporate world, raising 2 daughters, and I'm sure many of you have been through this. Her story is your story. And so what happened was she came and stayed with me in my home. And that night I was asleep, and Grandma's in the other room, and I woke up, and just like I'm looking at you here on the Zoom, all your faces, I had grandmother faces staring at me like this, looking at me. And I kept closing my eyes, opening my eyes, and they're all looking at me, checking me out. And I said, Grandma, there's all these faces looking at me. What's going on? And she said, that's all right, love. They travel with me. And she introduced me to the Grandmother's Council, who was singing through me to you before, and caused all that energetic technology stuff to let you know that they're here with us. Through, as the Aboriginal aunties say here, through my phone box as a hollow bone. So coming back to the story, the grandmothers are excited, and so that's the energy you can feel running through me. I become that little child. So Grandma's here, and the grandma's looking at me, and she changed my life. She said to me, it's time to begin your second life, your purpose, what you're here for. And it's time to run women's circles. And I'm like, oh, no, women are bitches. No way. I don't want to run circle for women. 22 years later, I'm still holding women's circles with males as well, for circles in my home. I'm still running those circles with the grandmothers coming through. And so the message they're saying is, this year I tried to retire. I'm 67 in a couple of weeks, and they're not letting me. And this is the times you've been talking about. The grandmothers want their voices heard. And so what happened after that, I'm running the circles, and there was an elder, Maynard Eakin, staying with me in my home again. And I said, Grandpa Maynard, there's a song coming for all you elders, what you do around the world to keep you safe as you're travelling, to help us all. and we got to Bunya Mountain, and the words came from the old ones. And I had shared, it's the children's prayer song. And when the words came of the first voice, we had children go around the sacred arbour at the gathering there, and myself, and we sang this song. And that's how the children's prayer song was birthed. And when I got this song from the old ones, from the grandmothers, they said to tell everyone, we are the children. So I'm going to have a go at singing it, and if it doesn't work, well, we'll try again another time. So it goes like this, and it's a prayer song. The second verse, as I wrote before on the Facebook group, was birthed in South Dakota at the 13 Grandmothers Gathering. And there, as I walked around the land, I was shown the baby bones, the massacres, and I received the second verse. Now, the part I didn't say before was Grandma Connie, her best friend, is Grandmother Flor de Mayo. And Grandmother Flor de Mayo is one of the 13 Indigenous grandmothers. And they were forming. And she introduced me, of course, to the grandmothers. So she got me ready, and I went to their conference in South Dakota, and that's where I received the second verse of this song. And then Gugwillow Nolo, who is the grandson of Grandmother Holly Long Visitor, one of the 13 grandmothers who was the host there in South Dakota, everyone was asking for the song because I sang it for the grandmothers, and they wanted it. And I hadn't written it up. It was just been completed. It had just come through. And so Gugwillow Nolo typed it up, brought it back the next day, and the people at the conference paid $2 a copy. And the song, the money went to the children at Pine Ridge Reservation. Remember, this is not rehearsed. I'm a grandmother who speaks from the heart. And so now I'll share, because it's important you know the song, because it's your song. It's all our song, because everything is about our children and our grandchildren. And if I sound passionate, it's because I am. This is my walk. I've been on this grandmother's walk for 22 years, plus more. So I'm going to sing the song. It's a prayer song. And if you can't hear it, just feel it in your heart, because this worked last time on the Zoom, on the phone. So it just must have been their energy. But this is our song. And it's been sung at sacred sites around the gathering, around the world, and even in homes. Little children sing this song, and when we sing, they do the actions. You know, when we sing thank you, they thank themselves. I sang it at Spiritual Unity of the Gathering at Nambo Pueblo. Grandmother Flor de Mayo was there holding little babies. I've sang it in New Zealand with the grandmothers, the 13 grandmothers, for them, with the Maori women and the children. This is our song. So I'm passionate, and I'm going to sing that song for you, and hopefully you hear it. So please receive it, and then it's yours. You can sing it for yourself, for all of us. Here it is. We give thanks to the elders for coming here, and we give thanks to the old ones for sending them. We give thanks to the children for bringing them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children of this land. We give thanks to the children. We give thanks to the children. We give thanks to the children of this land. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children of this land. There'll be no more crying. There'll be no more dying. Sing a prayer for the children of this land. We give thanks to the children. We give thanks to the children. We give thanks to the children of this land. And we all sing strong. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children. Sing a prayer for the children of this land. Thank you, Palia, Megwitch, in all languages. Thank you. Did you hear it? Someone put their thumb up. Thank you. So it was the grandmothers before. I do need to share the grandmother's song. So please have patience. It's important. This is not about me. It's about us. So I'll just take a breath. It's a lot of energy running through me. And I didn't give up with what happened last time. All right. So then I was asked to go to the Parihaka Festival in New Zealand at Mount Taranaki and to sing the children's prayer song there. And there's too big a story for that, which can be shared later on the grandmothers when we get all this set up. But we sang the children's prayer song, and I'd had a dream that had called me to that land, these birds that I saw, but that's too big a story. And when I got there, I was given the grandmother's song because I woke from a dream and there was a Maori elder man with a big tiki on his face, and he said, you'll travel, you'll go where the massacres have happened, and you'll sing the healing songs for on the land for those ones. And I started to cry because I'm just an ordinary woman, and I went across to the beach, and this is after the gathering, and I sat at the beach and I received this song. I'd been taken to sing the children's prayer song at a really sacred place. One of the prophets and the Queen that sang kept coming to me there, the elder grandmother. Apparently this is her song. And so as I was sitting in New Zealand, I received this song. And like before with the children's prayer song, we always touch the land we're on for the healing to go through. I didn't mention that before, but this one, when we sing this, when we ask for the children to come, we do this, we call them in. So I'll sing that, and it's a short one. It's a prayer song, so I have to go into prayer. I'm gonna sing you her song. I'm gonna sing you her song. I'm gonna sing you her song this time. She came this time. She came this time. She came this time. She came. For the children pass by. For the children pass by. For the children pass by. She came. For the children to come, for the children to come, for the children to come, she came. I'm gonna sing you her song. I'm gonna sing you her song. I'm gonna sing you her song this time. I went to a Maori circle, a strong Maori circle with the elder that helped me run the circle here in my home. And they were talking of losing children and grief. And in the Maori way, you share a song and you share the story and you share a song. So I started to sing that song. And there was a Maori woman there from Mount Taranaki. She started singing the same song, but in her language, because it was her grandmother's grandmother song from the land. And so that's the grandmother's song. When I get time, I will share the stories slowly, the dreaming behind them, and how those songs came. But those songs are our prayer songs. And so why I put my hand up for this group, I was sitting back watching it. I'm part of Susan Stanton's 13 Grandmothers, the Grandmothers Circle the Earth. I've been walking this. But the grandmothers, I can't sit back and pretend I don't do this work. I'm not on this walk of service here in my home in Australia. So thank you for having the patience this morning with the technological difficulties, because I was singing, they were singing for you. But now they just said, so why not now? They can hear you. So I'm not going to do all the words. I mean, I'm here in Australia and part of the honoured to be asked to be part of the core council of grandmothers, because our children need us. Their children need us. So let's take a moment. You see the beautiful earrings I'm wearing? I was gifted when I was singing in ceremony for the murdered and missing women and the children and all that's gone on over there. You know, I'm so glad they didn't take me to sing at the sites of where they'd found all those children, who I'm blessed that all these beautiful grandmothers are part of my life. And it's an honour. It looks like I'm not quitting. I'm not
No,
retired.
you're not.
We are coming out.
We are all part of the grandmother
Yes, we are all
song.
part of the jigsaw, and
Yes,
that's why
we
they're
are.
excited. It's not about me. They told me this morning, it's about each of us connecting our hearts to each other's hearts. That's all that matters. It's not about the words. It's about that love. So I'm going to now sing from them. I'm allowing them to sing through me. And maybe I like to keep it just real, sitting in a circle, you know, with grandma. That's easier for me. That's how I have to look at it, with the grandmas. And
just a short song, please, Grandmother Karen. Yes,
yeah,
because we
this is coming
want to
through
be
from them
mindful.
right now. Right
All
now.
right.
All
Good.
right, Sandra. This is not me. This is them.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You tell them it's short, okay? They're the bosses. I'll just call them back in again. Yata hey, 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 hey, hey. And they said, as I was singing it, we are happy. We are so happy that we are crying. And then the cheeky grandma just said to you, Sandra, was that short enough? My job's done. Much love. I love us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Grandmother Karen. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the grandmothers that you called in. Let's end with Karen Bright. Karen, are you still with us? Can you sing us, play us? You're a dreamer. You're a...
You mean Kelly?
I mean Kelly. I mean Kelly.
See what they
All
do?
my words. The grandmothers are playing with me. Let's go to Kelly. Kelly, can you introduce yourself? You were so helpful, and we want to hear your harp. And then we want to close this out. This has been another powerful, powerful, historic moment, wouldn't you say, Mayana?
Absolutely. My dear sister Kelly, hi.
Thank you, love. I'm a fellow grandmother in every way you've spoken in all your words from all of you. I've been a healer for 31 years. I'm always dreaming. I met Arlavalo in 1999 with Jose Arguellos in Costa Rica at the University of Peace, where thousands of people had gathered for World Peace and Prayer Day and a gathering on peace and on time reform. And I wound up being thrown onto a council, and my council had 9 languages in it. It was like intense. And we were called to ceremonies during that gathering. And I had an incredible experience of at every ceremony where healers were invited to come participate in the ceremonies. I stood up for the mother at every single ceremony, and I stood for her. And indigenous people who had come from South America, who had risked not being able to get back home to come to this event in 1999, they were thanking me for representing the Divine Mother at all the ceremonies. And it was so touching. People had walked on foot carrying flames from the coals of the fires of their village to come to this event. It was a very powerful moment. That same year before, I met with Jyoti in Kayamari, the land of the blue deer in the Sierras, who started the 13 Indigenous grandmothers. I met Jyoti and Anna. I was invited to the first gathering of the grandmothers. And my calling with my children and my family, I couldn't make it. And I wound up over time becoming a clan leader and beginning to teach vision questing and inheriting a medicine wheel from my ancestors. And as a clan mother, I moved up to Oregon because the dragons that woke up in 1999 who came into my healing room and said, "We're here to help you. We want we want you to know you're on the right path." And none of my teachers knew about dragons. I was all alone in it. And so for 25 years, I was tracking grandmothers and energies for the dragon lines to get a dragon that didn't belong here out of here. And it has a lot to do with why we're sleeping. When we got those dragons home, we were able to wake up the true guardians that are here on Earth. And I went to New Zealand 8 years ago. I had a call for the dragons, and I met with Barry Brailsford and the Waitaha people. And I've reconnected to my Waitaha iwi people of New Zealand, who are to me from a long time ago, are the Dragon Island people from Moo. And we go way back. So when we talk about the lines of lineage, there's so much overlapping that we've all had. And in my work with playing music and singing, becoming a singster or songster or songstress for me was about listening and being intuitive as a healer, intuitive as an artist, intuitive as a musician, because I believe that we have a library inside of us, as the soul of knowing in you is very aware of things beyond this life incarnation that go deeper. So I borrowed a harp and started playing 4 days later. I gave my first concert. I've never had lessons. When people say, "I'd love for you to teach me how to play the harp," I said, "Well, I would love to as soon as I can learn." I don't know how to play the harp. So what you hear from my heart is just like Grandma Karen. When we are sharing from our hearts, it's not us, it's what soul is, the light of the divine is bringing through us. And the light of the divine is free to move through all of us all the time, any place, anywhere, wherever we are. And it can, it does, and it will, as long as you stay open in your heart and say yes. So I'm here for that sacred yes with you, Karen, and with all of you, and with you, Mayana, and with the gathering of purpose and meaning and why we're coming together. And there are so many dream lines that want to come together and are dreaming right now, because when we went through this massive awakening and the new earth ignited her next incarnation, we're evolving with the earth itself, but it goes way beyond the earth. It goes into our entire universe, which is going through a tremendous amount of reformation from shadow into light. There is the yin yang, which is shadow and light. That is nature. But there has been something in our universe that wasn't. It was not part of nature. And you need to understand, anti-life is hatred, malice, taking of energy. It is not natural. And that energy is what is going away, and it is being taken out by the divine. We are escorting the rhythm and the rebirth of what the sea of life is wanting to become. And you know the sea, right? It's ruckus. It has moments of being deadly and wild and crazy, and then moments of being smooth and soft. And then there's deep, dark mystery underneath the water, the things we can't see, we don't know. And then it's evaporative power going up. We are all these parts of the water, and we're all experiencing those in moments in our life. We've all been through traumas, hardships. The things that have broken us have mostly made us more full of light, right? Because when something's breaking you, if you're on the path with the light, you surrender to the divine, and it breaks you open to a greater light. All of those children of mine who were hurting became my gurus. My daughter who went through addiction is my guru. My 3 children have all broken me into some form or another greater as a person. My 6 grandchildren, even more so, when they were going through things. One granddaughter was kidnapped and assaulted. I have been through homelessness. I have lost it all. I've had husbands, and I've had friends that have hurt each other, and I've lost sisters. It's all there. We've all been through the deep water. And I'm living on Grandma Aggie's peak from the 13 Indigenous grandmothers. It's right here, right next to me right now. It's called Taiawai Peak. I'm in the shadow of Taiawai coming to you today. Taiawai means morning star. And I am singing to you from the morning star. And as I was getting ready to be on with you, a big dragonfly hit my window. And Grandma always said the dragonflies are our ancestors. And there's been this flash of white light. It kept catching my attention. I kept looking out, and it was a white butterfly. So there's been a dragonfly and a white butterfly outside the window here the whole time you all have been talking and sharing. And it's just been beautiful. And I share all of this with you because I wanted to make a point about how kindred we are. We're all connected to these lines, these places where we intersect, and there's so much more that's wanting to happen. The Divine Mother, Sophia, brought me into teaching courses for ascension with dragons, and the celestial dragons and Sophia are going into temples of light. And I'm about to start the next course in a week. If it's calling to any of you, reach out to me. This ascension course is the most powerful awaken to your goddess power course I've ever taught in my lifetime. And it's because it takes us into the origin of self in the temples that are all over creation, not just the earth, but beyond. And we journey and travel into them. And it is magnificent and holy and sacred. And so, so, so precious. It's a deep honoring of life. And life is beyond just the simple words that I speak when I say them. This is what is sacred. The spark, the original light of yourself. It is the key to everything and the all that we are. So I want to finish here today in the rhythm of our united light, our united sparks, and allow us to drop into the light that you are, and invite you to go on a journey. My harp was made out of a living fallen tree. It was never cut down. Its spirit was made to be an intuitive instrument so that it could speak to the soul. So she is alive. And I spent a year painting a story on her, on harmony. The story of the harp became alive in it. So when an instrument has been given that much love and attention, it becomes a living spirit. And the living spirit of harmony will come into you, and she will give you healing. She will take you places. She will take you to visions. You may remember some place you've been or something you are. Wherever she takes you, it's perfect for you. There is no one way. We're all the individualized expressions of the divine. We're all here being the divine Sophia's daughters. We're all the sons and daughters of life, the children of light. So I invite you to come into your heart right now. Drop in, drop down, as Grandma Aggie would always say to us here. I can still hear her voice in my ears yelling, drop down a foot. It's just a foot. From here to here, drop down a foot. And can you feel the love? She would shout that out to everyone. Can you feel the love? I am telling you, feel it. So drop down one foot and feel the love. And I invite you to take this in from the place of the gentle way of our hearts. All right. Deep breath. The dragon's breath. As you call in your own dragon energy of light into the divine feminine, as is the alignment, the grand alignment. As we're heading into this next solar eclipse, a great wave of light, of creative power from the Divine Mother is coming to you now. And it is inviting you to ignite your own inner fire and to shine that light through you. Draw that breath up from the diamond white heart of Gaia, her higher self. From the emerald heart of Gaia, that which we stand on. And from the blue diamond heart of the new earth. Draw up from 3 Gaia hearts all the light that you are ready to shine and sing and be from, and think upon what it is you wish to create with this creative light and fire. This fire is for you to invent, and it doesn't matter what you do, it matters that you do. Whether you knit socks or you sing or you express yourself in some magical way with groups or others, even if it's one person or a dozen, it doesn't matter. Just share your spark and shine. Aho, many blessings. Ashe to the life force in all of you. From the highest in me to the highest in you. Bado. Many blessings. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kelly. We are ready to close our ceremony, our circle tonight. Anybody else crying? It was a beautiful, beautiful sharing. Beautiful, beautiful, almost 2 hours. It's the same. We did the same this morning. It had to come. It had to be birthed. And so I want to share with you the small nub of my candle that's burned throughout our time together. Let's have a closing ceremony, please, with 3 deep breaths. May our seeding, our watering of our seeds, our weaving tonight, our lighting of each other's candles, our sparks flying to each other through the ether. May the connections we've made prove sound and strong and lasting. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. And we blow out this candle together. We can say, Aho.
And may those vibrations we created in this field fill our world anew.
Thank you all. Thank you all. It has been a sheer delight to serve in this way. Thank you all.